Alright guys, in today's episode we're making this unwich. This goes beyond a sandwich. It is so delicious, so delightful, and low carb. This is just like what you're going to get at Jimmy John's for way less the price. Joining me is going to be my buddy, John Mayberry. Since we're making a Big John sandwich, we're going to have Big John right along with us. Let's get it going.
It's the chew with It's the chew with It's the chew with
Alright guys, welcome back into the Chew with Room. My name's Steven and I can't wait to share with you my low carb recipes. Today we're going to make the Big John or a little Jimmy John sandwich. You know, one of the hardest things with going into this low carb diet is the lack of bread. But once you get past not having the carbs from bread, you won't miss it at all, and this is one of my favorite recipes. At Jimmy John's around here, we have a local sandwich company. They make something called an unwich. I've gone in there many times and gotten their spicy Italian. We're going to recreate that right here at home. It's super easy, really convenient, and it's going to be way less money than all of those different ingredients. You're going to need a few different things. I like to buy this Delicatessen Trio right here. Available, a lot of grocery stores will have this. I bought this, I picked this up at the local Sam's Club. I've just got myself 6 slices of that meat, got a couple hard salami, some Genoa salami, and some pepperoni. Pick up your favorite meat from the deli counter. Today I'm using this bacon wrapped turkey that was on sale at Price Chopper. Fantastic stuff. I've done this before with some ham. It doesn't really matter. And a piece of provolone cheese. I also really enjoy these Jimmy peppers right here. I actually picked these up at Jimmy John's. They will sell them to you. They come in a gigantic vat like this, but it's worth it, guys. These are fantastic peppers. I put them on lots of stuff. No matter what it is I'm eating, if I've got tacos going on a taco bowl, any of my tacos that I make, I put these peppers on top. Then you're going to need yourself some extra virgin olive oil, some oregano, a little bit of coarse salt, and finally you're going to need some red wine vinegar. More about that in a second. Okay. And then, of course, your head of lettuce. Now, for lettuce, it's important that you pick the right head of lettuce at the store. This isn't the kind of thing that you want to order on, like, our Walmart order that we do every week with our just automatic order where someone else goes and picks it. You want to look and find a good head of lettuce that's got a nice outer shell. You know how sometimes these are all torn up like that? And the first thing I do when I'm getting ready to start this is I will gently, very gently, take off the outer layers of the lettuce. Okay? So get off as many layers as you can without really breaking them too much, because this is going to become the vessel for your sandwich. You're going to get this going. You just take these off ever so gently. This is the hardest part of making this sandwich, is getting this lettuce off. If you go to Jimmy John's, they're going to have this in like a tub that they get it out from underneath the counter. I want to say it's like $9 or $10 for this unwich that we're going to make for less than half the cost right here. So slowly but surely, keep pulling these back until you get to the end of the head of lettuce. As far as other toppings go, those are up to you. I've got some onions here left over from a dish yesterday. We're going to use some onions on my sandwich, and then I like a little bit of mayo on my sandwich as well. So you're probably going to get 4 or 5 nice leaves. Big leaves, really connected like this. We'll be able to fix them up a little bit, but then you're going to be left with this lettuce here that really, if I pulled off this leaf, it's going to be pretty small, right? I'm not going to have enough to make a really good sandwich in. So what I like to do with those is give myself a little bit more lettuce for inside. We're just going to spend a little bit of time shredding this up and have ourselves some interior lettuce for the sandwich as well to add that inside crunch, because we're not going to get a lot of crunch on this outer shell because we're using it as the bread of our sandwich. Okay, so the last component that we really need to make for ourselves is the famous Jimmy John's sauce. I've had this stuff a lot. Everybody loves it. They kind of drizzle it on top. There's really not a lot to it. I asked one of the gals there, I said, what's the secret to this sauce? And she just told me it's basically 2 parts olive oil, 1 part red wine vinegar. So here's what I do. Oh, and then a little bit of salt. So I just kind of eyeball it as much as I can. And I do 1 part, 2 parts. That looks pretty good. I throw in some salt. To taste, you can do whatever you wish with this, and then give it a little stir up just to bring those two together and give it a taste. It's going to be incredible on your unwich. Alright, so there it is. Really easy recipe, guys. You get yourself the outer shells of these pieces of lettuce here. You've got your shredded lettuce for inside. Didn't shred all the lettuce I had there. Notice I got a few left over to make a few more. I take the two shells and I interlock them just like so that the hard part of the shell goes to the hard part of the shell, and it makes myself a little bit of a bowl, just like that. I take my meats that I've got prepared here, and I lay them inside. What a simple recipe this is, and what good eats it is. I like to go 2 by 2, mixing up the salami and mixing up the pepperonis as I go. Alright, next up, we're going to throw some mayonnaise on top of that. It does help to kind of hold everything together. I really do recommend that you utilize some mayonnaise on this sandwich. Put it right on the meat, just like that. Spread it out nice and even. Alright, what do we want to do next? There's really no wrong way to make this sandwich. Let's go ahead and throw in our cheese. Put that on top. Let's throw in our turkey. Oh, this is looking good. I'm going to put a few onions on there. A few onions in the middle of this thing. See, we're just going to make this kind of like a fancy burrito, if you will. We just throw everything on the inside. Notice the structural integrity I'm getting right there by the way I've put this together. A little bit of our lettuce. Throw that in for extra crunch. Our Jimmy peppers. You can use any kind of jalapeno if you want. This is a nice red pepper jalapeno mix. I'm sure you can find something like this. Almost has like a jardiniere flavor. My mouth waters every time I get these out. I just love them so much. I'm going to throw a few extras on there. And then, finally, we're just going to drizzle a little bit of our Jimmy John's sauce. Remember, this was olive oil with red wine vinegar. And the last step, you cannot skip this step, folks. Do not skip this step. It's the best. Oregano. It's the last step. You throw this stuff on top. Give yourself a whole bunch of oregano on top. And you've made yourself an unwich. Now you take the two sides that you've got there and you're going to pull them together almost like you're making that burrito. Notice I've got the hard sides on the outsides. I tuck this in and I bring these over and I'm going to eat that just like a burrito. If I had any parchment paper or butcher paper, I could wrap that up and have it ready to go just like that. You've got yourself an unwich that you are not going to regret missing the bread on. Let's give her a try, and we'll see you guys next time for another Chew with Rue. See you guys. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about John Mayberry, click on the link. I've given you guys all kinds of information about John Mayberry. So good. Bye, guys. That was good. You guys ready for dinner?